heck was that for?
There's this moment in every Gravity Falls fan's life when the weird stops being just weird. Like, yeah, you're watching a pig eat nachos and a guy scream about toothpaste, and then, out of nowhere, your heart's in your throat. It sneaks up on you. 1 second you're laughing, the next you're staring at the screen thinking, wait, did that just hurt a little? And then it keeps going. A forgotten twin, a goodbye that sticks, a birthday Soos never wanted to remember. You don't even notice when the show starts pulling you under. But it does, and trust me, you're not ready for how sad this show actually was. Wait till the last one. Let's start with the episode, A Tale of Two Stans. So, you think you know Stan? Grumpy, shady, full of dad jokes and mystery? Yeah, same. Until this episode shows up and slaps you with 30 years of family trauma like it's handing out coupons. A Tale of Two Stans isn't just sad, it's a total emotional ambush. We start with young Stan and Ford being the absolute definition of sibling goals. They build a boat. They plan to sail away from their crappy hometown together. It's like a soft indie movie until one science fair disaster later, everything collapses. Stan, in a fit of frustration, breaks Ford's invention. Not on purpose, but guess what? Intent doesn't matter in this house. Their parents instantly choose Ford and kick Stan out like yesterday's leftovers. No second chances. No, we're disappointed, but we love you. Just out. And from that point on, Stan is basically on his own. Ford moves on, goes to college, builds interdimensional portals, doesn't even send a "hey bro" text. But the thing is, Stan never stopped caring. He spent 30 years hustling, scamming, and risking his life to bring Ford back. He literally built the shack's entire fake identity around it to bring his brother back. And when Ford finally steps out of the portal, no hug, no thank you, just a punch to the face. That's the thanks he gets for sacrificing 3 decades of his life. Honestly, the moment hurt more than half the breakups I've seen, and I watched that one episode of BoJack, so that's saying something. If you didn't cry during this episode, you probably rewound it emotionally like McGucket. I don't trust it. You remember McGucket, right? That wild-eyed, squirrel-wrangling guy who speaks in gibberish.
I'm old man McGucket!
And screams things like, "My eyes!" at totally inappropriate times. Yeah, the town lunatic. The one you assume was just there for comic relief. But then this episode, Society of the Blind Eye, shows up like, hey, what if we emotionally destroy you in under 22 minutes? And it works. He wasn't always like that. Nope. Old Man McGucket used to be a genius.
Wait, Old Man McGucket?
The kind of guy who builds mind-bending machines and helps design top-secret interdimensional portals. Yeah, that guy. So what happened? He looked into the portal. We never even find out exactly what he saw. Gravity Falls leaves that part deliciously vague, but whatever it was, it broke him. He couldn't handle the images in his head, so he did the only thing he could think of. He invented a memory-erasing gun, and then he used it on himself. Not once, not twice, over and over again. Every time the horror came crawling back, zap, until one day he was just gone, still alive, still breathing, still building bizarre raccoon-powered gadgets. But the man he used to be, completely erased by his own hand. And here's where Gravity Falls really gets you, because when McGucket finally gets his memories back, he smiles. That smile broke something in all of us, because even after remembering everything terrible, he's just relieved to know who he was. The pain of knowing was better than being a stranger to himself. Who gave this cartoon permission to go this hard? This episode changed the entire emotional weight of the show. Suddenly, all those goofy McGucket moments hit different. The yelling, the panic, the weird babbling. It all started to make sense. It was trauma bubbling out through the cracks. jokes. So if you suddenly feel bad for laughing at McGucket, good. That means the memory wipe ray hasn't hit you yet. Like and subscribe before you forget why you're here or before the Society of the Blind Eye does it for you. And now, this is the part of Gravity Falls where things stop being quirky and start feeling too real. I'm talking about the episode Gideon Rises. Gideon has completely taken over the Mystery Shack. Stan's been humiliated, the kids kicked out, and the place that once felt like the safest, weirdest, most magical home is suddenly gone, just like that. And no, they don't get a cool plan B, they get Soos's grandma's house, which is less cozy mountain cottage and more roach motel that's one cough away from collapsing. There's a sink full of weird goop, a TV from the 60s, and oh yeah, Waddles is curled up in a corner, trembling every time Gideon's voice shows up on TV. Dipper tries to look tough. Mabel's still tossing glitter around like maybe, just maybe, things will bounce back. But you can see the cracks. It's like they're trying to put on a puppet show with no hands and no stage. And then it happens. The bags are packed, the bus is waiting, the twins get on like they've accepted it. They're leaving Gravity Falls. Not for a mystery, not for a quest, just leaving. Because life stopped being magical and started being sad. Stan's still trying to hold it together. He gets on the phone and lies to their parents. Everything's fine, he says, even though he's literally standing in the wreckage of his life. His face says it all. He knows he's failed them and he's trying to pretend like he didn't. And then there's silence. No joke, no witty one-liner to lighten the mood. The bus drives away. Mabel's forehead pressed to the window. Waddles watching the shack disappear behind them. It's like watching childhood end in real time. Next, let's talk about the episode Blendin's Game. Soos hating his birthday always seemed like one of those throwaway gags. The handyman doesn't do parties, prefers tools over cake.
I gotta go fix a pipe or something.
And somehow always ends up tangled in wires instead of party streamers. But then this episode shows up and basically says, hope you weren't emotionally stable today. Because what starts as a time-traveling birthday surprise turns into one of the most brutally sad origin stories in the entire series. With the help of Blendin Blandin, who, side note, is basically a sweaty Google Calendar in human form, we go back in time to see young Soos. Tiny, hopeful, big-eyed Soos. And the moment you lay eyes on him, it hurts. His dad left when he was 4, just gone. But he didn't ghost completely. Every year on Soos's birthday, he mailed a postcard. Sorry I couldn't make it, little man. Work got busy. Maybe next year. And every single time, Soos believed him. Not because he was naive, but because he wanted to believe. He needed that connection to exist, even if it was built on thin paper and thinner promises. You literally watch Soos waiting at the mailbox year after year, smile getting smaller, eyes getting dimmer. It's like watching a kid slowly unlearn hope, and eventually it just dies. And then there's Abuelita, the MVP of emotional survival. She's baking cookies, pouring love into every hug, trying her best to be enough. And she is, honestly, but no matter how many tamales she serves or how many gentle pats she gives, she can't erase that ache. And adult Soos, he just keeps building, keeps fixing, keeps smiling. Because somewhere along the line, he figured out how to turn heartbreak into humor. Blendin's Game turned Gravity Falls' funniest character into its most quietly tragic one, and in doing so, gave us one of the most tender, beautiful lessons in the whole show. So yeah, hug your grandma, and maybe call your dad. Alright, so you've made it to the end of Gravity Falls, and this video thinking, hey, this has been emotional, right? Yeah, until this episode takes your heart, crushes it, and tosses it into the memory wipe machine. Finally, we have Weird McGucket Part 3, Take Back the Falls. Everything feels like a final boss battle. Lasers flying, Bill Cipher doing his triangle demon thing, chaos everywhere. But while you're distracted by the cosmic insanity, Stan quietly decides he's going to sacrifice his entire mind to stop Bill. Like, just let the dude in. Hey, Bill, want access to every memory I've ever had? Come on in. And then Ford, yes, the same brother who didn't even say thank you when Stan saved him, points the memory eraser at Stan and pulls the triggers. Boom! Blank slate. And as if that wasn't enough to shatter you into emotional confetti, Stan says, "Guess I was good for something after all."
I was good for something after all.
Sir, please! That line didn't just hit, it detonated. Dipper and Mabel crying? Check. Mabel losing Waddles because her parents won't let her bring a pig back to California? Double check. Stan waking up not recognizing Ford and acting like he's meeting everyone for the first time? I mean, yeah, go ahead and rip my soul out while you're at it. And then, just to top it off, summer ends. The twins pack their stuff. Dipper narrates his last entry, and suddenly you're not watching a cartoon anymore. You're watching your childhood quietly say goodbye. This finale didn't just close the series, it closed an entire era of comfort, and it did it with a smile and a pig hug. That's the saddest part. These episodes just cracked open stuff, like growing up, being forgotten, and loving people who don't always stay. And if you found yourself sniffling into a pillow during A Tale of Two Stans, or holding your breath when Soos read that postcard, yeah, same. So, which episode wrecked you the most? Comments are open. Group therapy starts now. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and stick around. We've got more weird, sad, and slightly cursed content headed your way faster than Bill can snap reality in half.